How many of you have ever traded one vehicle for another? About a month ago, we rescued this 1949 Ford truck that had been in a fire and left for decades. We got it running and we brought it all the way down here to Alabama to trade it for this 1965 Corvair Corsa 4-speed. As part of the deal, I have to help put a cab on the 49 Ford. And I'm not sure I got the best part of this deal. So let's go check out some cabs and see which one he has in mind for the swap. So this is candidate one.
And the advantage to this one is it's already off.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it would be the best, but the floors are pretty solid.
Yes,
on
this
truck.
very, very solid
The back of the
floors.
cab's got some rust, but that's not that bad to repair.
Yep. I would say the biggest bummer is no glass.
Yeah, and it's good around the drip rail too. It seems like
Yep.
got a little bit of rust around the windshield, but they're all going to have some of that.
Yep. I mean, the mounts look good.
Yeah,
You got two there. Let's see. Probably two here. Is that it?
I don't think it's going.
Wow.
It'll either be 4 or 6.
Uh-huh. Piece of cake.
Yeah,
How heavy is this? Oh, it's not,
not
even that heavy.
heavy at all. Yeah, I unloaded it here by myself.
Oh, wow.
Of course, I slide it off the back of the road back.
Yep.
But yeah, that's number one candidate kind of had in mind.
Okay.
We'll look at others.
All right. This is the next one. So how's this cab?
Quite frankly, I mean, it may be some better than the other one. I don't know. Of course, it would certainly be a much more involved swap having to remove it from this truck and put on the other one when the other one's already removed. But
Right. What about the bottom under the gas tank?
yeah, we can't really see
No.
that.
No, maybe I can get in
Look
there.
right down through there.
Yeah.
See what you can see.
So I think this one's a no because of that. That's very rusty right there. The other one's better. It's got some rust here. The roof's been dented in at one time. The floors are nice, but I think the first cab is better. This does have good parts. The seat, we desperately need a steering wheel, the dash cluster, and probably some other stuff as we get into it.
I like this bed for the possibility of a parade. The way it looks like it made seats there on this surface body. Imagine riding it in a parade and having kids lined up down each side right here. you know.
Perfect. Put Elvis back here.
Yeah, that's right. Or maybe at the Christmas parade, Santa Claus sitting
That's
in the back
right.
of this, you know. A lot of possibilities.
I like this bed.
I do too. I'm going to tell you, this bed is the reason why I wanted this truck.
Uh-huh.
And I can tell you what I traded for this truck.
Yeah, what's that?
It needed to be rebuilt now, but I traded a Mopar 383 engine out of it was not one of the desirable 383s. It was out of a Roadrunner, but it was on up in the early 70s after, you know, the compression ratios had gotten, you know, bad for us hot rodders and all, you know. But I traded that engine for this truck.
I like it. Good trade.
Okay, so these are doors that will fit the same truck we're talking about there. Just spare doors that I have accumulated. Might be possibilities, maybe not. Maybe some regulators out of those doors or something.
The first time I was here, I noticed this cab because it's so amazingly solid. But there is a significant problem with it, and that is that it looks too good.
Yes, the blue paint just doesn't work for me. I like the patina. Quite frankly, I like the way the burn cab looks, except for the fact that it's burned. So, so this one may be too good.
Man after my own heart there.
Richard, I don't see the head of a boat up here, so it may be going into a threaded nut under there.
You know what it is? It's the mount is on the frame and it comes over to an outrigger. So it's a bolt that goes this way right here that connects to an outrigger that's welded here.
So it's two bolts back here and two bolts up there.
And these bolts are new.
Yeah. This door does not open. This is on a Ford 1-ton dually chassis.
Wow.
Yeah.
What's the story with this? Somebody just stopped the conversion?
Yep, they just started and got this far and quit.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
They got pretty far with it.
Yeah, they did. I'm going to tell you why I think they quit. I think that when they mounted the cab, they missed it on the
length?
on the wheelbase, and I think when you put the fender up there, it does not match the wheel well. That's what I think.
Bad here, though.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Very
Yeah.
bad.
Well, that kind of eliminates it then.
It's got these green line gauges in it. Yeah, this one's too rusty up here.
You know what? I'm getting hot.
Yeah. Yeah, it's warm. Oh, okay, this is it. This
Yeah.
is the yard art truck.
That's right.
I remember this one. If you've seen the video of the 52 tow truck rescue, this was called the yard art truck, and we got a starter and a carb off this for the tow truck. The roof is good on this one.
I don't know, maybe it's not all that bad. I don't know about this cap corner right here.
Not so great.
Nope. But it looks like the back glass is in it.
Yep.
Is the front glass broken?
Doesn't appear to be, and looks clear. Yeah, I would say leave that one alone.
Now, we could rob that seat because, you know, when it's time to put another seat, just put another seat, but we could rob that seat.
Yep.
If we were to get that far.
So you guys have selected what parts from what trucks you want to make into one, yes?
Yep.
So you are now,
I am disconnecting the cab from the frame. And as you can imagine, the bolts are very tight. I'm afraid that if I don't get this jam nut off, I'll probably break the socket with the impact wrench.
Yeah, okay. Well, anytime you think we need to, we'll crank up that cutting torch.
Yep. All right, we've got that bolt cut right there, that mount, and this one is ready to be cut, but I'm probably going to have to cut the floor around it because I can't get the bolt itself high enough to get the cutting wheel in there. But that's all right. We can deal with that.
so you are trying to get to some of the items that are holding the fender to the cab right now.
Yeah,
Yes.
believe it or not, one of these bolts has a cotter pin in it. I have no idea why. I guess they were afraid of it rattling loose.
Well, that cutoff wheel won't just cut the bolt.
can't really get to it.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Then I gotta believe the nut's turning.
I can turn it on the thread.
Yeah. I think it is. Get a ratchet.
Okay.
I think we're taking it off.
You'll just stand head
Yeah.
down right there.
Yep.
Okay.
Boy, it's like holding your prized deer.
Yeah. That's really a good hood.
It is a very good hood.
Yeah.
All right, now that we have all the cab bolts loose, let's get this thing off the trailer. We're on a kiddie ride.
Yeah. Okay. Right back. Looking good. You're a truck driving man. Well, look here, what all we can get to now.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can.
This will be a piece of cake.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 wires. So you want to do it right here? You want to pull it up a little bit in case you need to pull the roll back out, or?
Yeah, we can.
Okay.
We can.
Ricky said he needed to do a little body work so that it would look better before Richard moves it.
Doesn't that look a little better now? I think.
He probably needs to prime it.
You want me to spray it?
You know,
That's cooler.
the first time we did the Will It Run, I actually removed all the pieces of glass that were sticking out of there. Glad I did that now.
How's that?
Yeah, that was right there.
By the way, the ignition switch,
Yeah.
the special ignition switch, has a little light inside the flicker.
Yeah.
So when it's armed, the light's on.
Oh, okay. That's a built-in safety feature. Isn't it?
Yeah. I'm thinking we're close. Taking out my professionally installed wiring, and then I don't know, think we. What are we lifting this with, Ricky?
That loader down there at the shop, I hope.
Okay.
If it starts up, that's what we're gonna lift it with.
All right.
Okay, Richard, you ready?
All right.
So he's having an issue getting the steering wheel off. So the new owner gave him permission just to
Delicately
I didn't.
remove the wheel.
I didn't hear any word about being delicate. He said just get it off.
Okay, watch out. Hey! That worked way too good.
Yeah, that's right.
Fans, it wasn't staged.
Oh, Lord, Ricky. You gonna knock that thing over on him.
Okay, hold it.
You want pressure on it or not?
No.
Okay.
Good morning. We are on day 2. So realistically, we're only here for about 2.5 days. So we're not going to have enough time to do everything. So I think what we're doing today is we've come to the conclusion that we need to just make a plan, and try to stick to that and get as much done as we can before we leave. And I'm going to let Richard fill you in on what they decided to do.
This morning, the goal is get as much off of these parts trucks as we can to get the other truck moving around and driving down the road so that he can move it and restore the rest of it at his leisure. So we got lots of parts to gather off this and other trucks.
Well, there's your first part.
Yep.
Horn cap.
Yay! And this is in pretty good shape, surprisingly. Okay, then we've got this, so that's gonna come off nice. And how we get this off is
To be determined.
we're gonna have to find a puller around here somewhere to get this off. Let's get the gas pedal too. Okay. Beautiful. Yeah, the other truck does not have this.
I told Richard to grab that mirror. It's a nice mirror.
It's like two Phillips screws.
Yeah. And, yeah, why don't you go ahead and grab this, all right, no, don't grab that. Never mind.
We need a windshield, and this one's decent. The rubber gasket is hard as a rock, so what we're going to have to do is cut around the gasket and break it with our hands so that we can push the windshield outwards.
Got it? Yeah? All right, there you go. Back window out.
Beautiful.
If only the front would cooperate that easily.
Wow. Beautiful. It's in decent shape too.
So from here, it looks like they took wood that was shaped, pointed up to
Made a
make,
gun rack.
to make the gun rack. Yeah,
Yeah, that's
pretty.
cool.
It's pretty inventive.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
I think the answer is yes.
You want to get? Oh, yeah.
Wow. Look at that.
Hey, we got part of a seal to put it in with.
There you go. Woo! That's cool. So we've agreed that eventually this brush guard bumper needs to be put on the truck. Just pull the tow bar off and leave the rest of this. This thing is super cool.
While you're working on that, I'm gonna go check out a seat.
Okay.
So I didn't get very far to look at seats because I stopped at this truck and noticed that there was a lot of things in here we could use. So Richard, do you want to pull the gas tank out?
It looks good.
Yeah.
Yeah, this tank.
Do you want to take that up to the house?
Usable.
Yeah, we can put the camera down inside and take a look at it when we get up to the house.
I can see it inside because it's so bright out today,
Uh-huh.
and it's fine.
Oh, great.
It's fine.
Well, one more thing.
We need this too. The other cab doesn't have this.
This is coming together fantastic. So I finally made it to the truck with the seat that I wanted to look at, and I could be wrong. This may not be the best one, but I think it is. But I also noticed in this one that even though the glass is cracked right here, it still has these, and I'm not sure that the burnt one does once we get the glass off. So I think I'm gonna pop that out and take that as well. Too bad the glass is actually broke. That would have been perfect to use, but no such luck. So definitely two things off of here that will be perfect. So this is the F5 that we saw yesterday, and we all agreed was so beautiful that we didn't need to touch anything off of it. And if you look inside, it's gorgeous. I mean, I know it's not to many, but to me, I think this thing's beautiful. This is not going to get touched. So is that the seat we're going to use?
Yep.
And actually, I think this is the one. Yeah, so we found the, what's that? The toolbox for the back that goes on the gas tank. This was already out, so we snatched it. We're going to be taking that as well.
Yep. 2 bolts on each side. This is going to be hopefully cake to get out.
Last time you said that yesterday, it didn't turn out well.
No, it didn't. Let's see. All right, time for the He-Man competition. Can I lift this seat out of here? Look at that. Whee!
All we gotta do is just roll it over there and put it on.
Finally, we're ready to pull the cab off the frame. Unfortunately, the Unimog machine we were going to use to lift the cab had a flat tire. Ricky went to town, got the tire remounted, and we're going to try to put it on, but it is huge and heavy.
And roll down. Up. Let me get some gloves, bro.
Do you want some more?
Yeah, I need to get the
tire iron? Oh, the impact. Okay, I get it.
it's in that AA right there, Kev.
Hey, babe.
Here, I'll just toss you the whole thing and you can put the ratchet right there. It ain't got to be up there. Boy, did I do a really good job of that. Yeah, the ratchet can even be in here.
I think that's better.
Yeah, I do too.
You've always wanted to drive one of those, haven't you?
Yeah.
Well, there you go. That is pretty cool. I could come up with so many uses for that at the house. Wow.
Let's have some fun.
All right, now roll your bucket.
So we've run into some snags. This tire has got a big slit in it. We've been trying to nurse it and make it work, but it keeps popping off the rim, and a tire this large, we can't reseat it. We have to go into town to get it reseated, and it's just not working for us. So we are going to stop using this Unimog and try to get an old Michigan gas loader running and use that to lift the cab.
I didn't think you were going to get a chance to do a will it run on this trip.
Yeah, right. So Jamie, it's this fuel pump here that's used?
What's that?
This electric fuel pump here is the one that's activated?
It is.
Okay.
So is this plan B, C, or I've lost count?
Yeah, this is plan
I just hope
A.
that carburetor works good enough, because
Oh, yeah.
I'm comfortable when we're using a gas tank like this.
Yeah,
It's right up my alley.
yeah. That's still the Howard tank,
It
isn't it?
is, yeah. It's over first before
Yeah,
put
we can do
gas in it.
that. Let me get in the.
You take your time.
Let me get in the hole.
Did you already put the battery in?
Yeah.
Silly question, I'm sure.
Okay, yeah, this is neutral, right?
I'm gonna pull back and then pull get in the middle of it.
Yeah, that's
There's your pump.
all right now.
Beautiful.
Right down here. Yeah, right there.
Okay, you want me to prime this?
Yeah, prime.
This doesn't come off, does it? Try that.
Okay. No, we're gonna flood these in that carburetor.
That's more like it. Should be all right.
Yeah. metal just a little more so that it'll free the pedal up so we can pull it off. Did I get it?
Nothing's stopping us now.
back and go load that cab. That won't take long.
Okay. High five, man.
Yeah. Oh, let's do that again. Get a better video than that.
Wow.
Are we having fun yet?
That was impressive.
Well, it was a little more.
When the equipment works.
Exactly.
It was a little more messy than I had hoped, but it was still all right.
You guys are almost there.
It's fortuitous this is not on the ground.
Probably should have come back some further, but maybe I think we can handle it. Yeah, I think that'd be just right there.
Yeah, so hook the hook.
I think that might have been the
Yeah,
previous
just get to
owner.
that thing, and I think that'll work.
Unfortunately, my friend, I think you're going to be evicted.
Maybe we'll flip it over and put that little box. Now we got it. I'm gonna tighten the cable up.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
You watch and see if it's gonna bend the cab up much. Push on it over that way so it'll on the front up here. Yeah, so it'll get inside that rail. Yeah. It's put pressure on the door over here.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Rock. Well, the door's off. All the doors right there.
We didn't break the door, as you, I don't know if you can see, but it's kind of held on there with some wire. So
We can haul right there. We'll load right there.
Yeah, you're on it up. Yep. Wow, how did we do that without damaging?
I don't know, but grace of God.
Didn't even put a scratch in it.
Yeah.
We wouldn't know if we did.
This is great. Somebody tied a good shoestring knot. It lasted decades. How long has this cab been sitting, Ricky?
I'm gonna say it's been down there. Well, no, it's been a long time up here in the shop. All together, it's been on this place, I'm gonna say something 12 years, but I mean, no less than 12.
Yeah.
Yeah. You just hold it up there like that, I'll slide the bid for you.
I got it. There's some good footage there.
So this is the second piece.
I think we can get
We are
pretty much flip it right there.
gonna retrieve
I don't think
from Ricky's homemade junkyard.
watch out about wasp flaring out.
I don't know if you heard him. He said, "Watch out for a wasp that might flare out."
Or push it around this way. That's all we do. You can see how it's all done.
Okay.
All right.
Any questions?
So This morning, Ricky, Richard said, with your love for the natural weathered patina look, that by the time we were done, that the truck wouldn't look much different than it did when we showed up.
Yeah, but that's why we need to compare a before and after, and I think then we might be able to see the difference.
Yeah.
And you know, a lot of people use the word patina. I prefer the word sweat better. To me, this is not patina. It's sweat. Where this truck has worked hard for
That's
many
true.
years.
Yeah, that's true.
I like it. I think you just coined a new term. Okay, so clearly this will be easy to straighten if we decide to use it.
Yeah.
Right? That's real easy to straighten. But see, the radiator support has to come out.
Yeah.
Flip.
But what I'm saying is, if we undo the radiator support, which is, I think, 2 bolts right there, with that whole, and undo these 6 bolts right here, will that whole clip come off by undoing these 6 bolts and those 2 right there? Is that all that's holding it?
Maybe. What are these for?
Those holes right there?
Yeah.
I don't know, but I don't think anything is attached to them over there. We can look and see, but I don't think anything's attached to them.
While we get all this apart, it's time to change the master because we can get right at it. And frankly, we need to move the brake pedal out of the way anyway for the cab. So might as well get to it.
Easy
This has
access.
to go, yep. This is gonna have to move because this was hitting the cab on the way out. Okay, so we pulled the master and the brake pedal moves right down nicely out of the way. So we don't have to take this whole assembly off, which is fantastic.
Yeah, and check out the master that Ricky picked up at the parts store.
On the shelf.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the master cylinder that we got at the parts store. It's a local home-owned parts store, and whenever I called about it, I thought, well, sure they'd have to order it, but they said, hey, we got one here on the counter for you. And this is what they came out with. It's brand new in the bag inside the box. Show that in a minute. But when I was surprised that they had it, my buddy at the parts store said, look here, you got to understand, this is not one of those chain parts stores. This is a real parts store. So we'll look inside now, and as you can see, it's a brand new master cylinder in the bag with the directions and all that. I was hoping they would have the old cord back, because you know you have to pack it back into boxes, and I was hoping I'd get to return this wonderful box to them. So, but they don't have to have it.
I guess the rebuild is not concerned about rebuilding.
Yeah.
No, not like they used to be, right? So, Richard, you got the master prepared for.
Yep, and the brake pedal's out of the way.
And tell them what you're using.
And now the clutch pedal, I'm going to tie it with some mummified rope.
It's a shoestring that we took off of the other. Hey, those shoestrings are better than today's shoestrings. And
Really?
Ricky, you are working on.
Pulling the front clip off.
Nice. And then Deb, you went and found some.
European blanket.
So you can put it over that horrible seat. So Debbie,
So you're about to come out.
you taught upholstery at the local college
For 19 years.
for 92 years.
19.
So you're going to take a look at this. So we're not going to be able to do this today, but
Right.
you will be doing it. We're just going to come up with a plan today to use it.
We're
Yeah.
going to make it look presentable
Right.
today.
Yeah. If you were going to redo this, what things would you look for to make sure it was solid before you got started?
The springs.
The springs?
Look, especially on the driver's side,
Mm-hmm.
they're always going to be, if they're broken, they're usually going to be broken right here.
Mm-hmm.
And these seem to be fairly solid. I'm looking from the side and into the sun.
Mm-hmm.
And these stays are on here, and that's good because that kept them from, that had them all the compression going even when you sit on it, and they're good to have. They don't put these in here much anymore.
Yeah.
Usually you just clean all this off, and the back looks in good shape.
Now, yeah, the back
It
looks
just needs
a little
all
bit
the
better.
stuff taken off of it, and then paint it black. Let it dry.
With
and
like
get
a
ready to
rust.
start back up.
You want to use a rust reformer type paint?
Rust-Oleum type spray paint is fine. And,
So let me ask you this: Do you see how it's pitted right in here? Is that something that you need to worry about, or can you just?
Well, these are E-clips, and you can take these off, and it'll take the rust off. You can put a new E-clip on.
Okay.
And so you don't
now,
have to worry about that.
when this actual spring has that pitting, do you need to worry about it, or do you think it's still enough there to hold
as
up?
long as it's not split and it's holding up good, it's pretty good, because you're gonna cover that with burlap.
It's gonna make it stronger.
Yeah, and when you cover that with burlap after you spray paint it, it pretty much stabilizes it.
Gotcha.
And by stabilizing it, you get the spring working like it should work up and down.
Yeah.
But when it's naked like that,
Yeah.
you have to worry about it having too much stress put on one point, and that's like when the cover comes off and somebody jumps in here and sits in it and they're sitting on it like that, and sitting back like that.
Yeah.
So you have to.
So I have
You
one
have
more
to do
question
that.
for you.
Okay.
So do you see how? And I don't know how bad this is going to be, but do you see this piece of metal right here?
Yeah.
It's pretty thin. I think I could bend it. Would you replace something like that, or
Well,
what is that for exactly?
It's just hog ringed onto the
Yeah.
the
but
core.
What is it used for though? This piece right here,
Stabilize it.
just to stabilize it. So you could just get another piece of metal
A
like
metal,
that and put it on there. Okay, gotcha.
Good hard metal, and put it on right there. And see, it's got the slits in it to hog ring on either side, and you can hog ring it there, and then to your springs right there.
Okay. All right. Well, we're just gonna.
This is an old seat, so
Yeah.
it's mostly cotton. And if you don't want to go back with cotton, you don't have to.
Just use foam.
You can just use foam and Dacron and on top of your burlap, but your burlap's highly important.
So okay. So we're just gonna fix this. Do a quick fix on it today, and then
We're gonna kind of rip it off. And
Yeah.
We're gonna save pieces because it'll give you an idea of how much your measurements will be. And usually before you take one off, you measure them. But this one's, we're not going to go back with identical.
yeah.
So there's different techniques you can do to the seat. You can come down like this and have it all one piece.
Yeah.
And then you'd put a box in on this side and that side, and the seat would actually just roll over and not have the cording in the front.
Right. Yeah.
And a lot of old truck seats, they did them like bus seats, and they just come down right here, and you just draw your line, and that makes you a pattern.
How's it going under there?
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, these bolts that hold the core support in are very interesting. They're spring loaded and like little valve springs, and to keep them from rattling loose, because their valve springs is cotter pins through the bolt like a tie rod. But of course they're in very bad shape.
That bottom one, like you say, in a not so good place.
Yeah. I mean, it's
And you
close.
can you just not get it off? Is that what it is?
All right, let me try this.
Oh, it's almost off.
Let me try this. Let me try to slide this radiator that way
Let's see if
so
they give
that
you
it
enough
will then come
leverage.
forward this way. I don't know if we can make it.
Oh yeah, you did. You did.
Yeah.
You got
yeah.
it. You got it.
Does that do it?
Good
Yeah.
idea, Ricky.
Yeah.
Good idea.
All right, you ready to put it up?
Yep.
Whoa. You can tell there's so much. It might fall off on its own.
Now, if y'all want to do the lift-off thing, we can wait till after lunch and go in there and eat a
I think it's going to come off in 2 seconds.
potato, and then Deb can come back out and we'll do the 4-person lift-off thing, and I think that'll look
Hold on.
good.
Just how much is left?
I don't think anything's left other than
So
lifting it off.
what about those two big things right there.
They're loose.
Okay, is that the only thing?
That's what Richard took loose at the
okay,
springs.
so see if you see anything else that looks weird. Like,
And
you
they
see
are-
anything over here?
They are carriage light, Richard.
Yep.
Yeah, it's loose.
That's it.
It's
okay.
completely loose. We got to go eat a potato where we can get back out here and get to work.
Yep. Yeah, we got lots of work to do. The fender removal was taking all day.
But if she hasn't told us it's ready, then
Yeah, but
Should
4
we go
minutes
in?
per potato, and she went in there 36 minutes ago.
was it that long?
Yeah. All right, straight up and walk that way.
Okay.
You ready?
Hold on.
Oh,
with me.
wait for the up. Ready? Whoa! Woo-hoo! Down. There.
Ta-da!
Yeah.
What do you think, Richard?
Well, we're through taking off. Now it's time to put back on. So that's a big accomplishment.
Ricky, how you feel?
I think she looks a little forlorn, but I think we're about to build a truck instead of build a bear, and things are going to get better rapidly.
I think so too.
There you go. Good, it's nice and level.
I'm going to drive over there with the thing broke, then I'll pick it up.
Watch. Is it high enough for the steering column?
It's high enough. Hey, drop it down just a bit.
I think he needs someone to help. I'm gonna have to turn this off and go help guys. So we decided, after many attempts to try and get everything lined up perfectly, we decided that we were just gonna lay the cab on top, and then we were gonna try to manually move it afterwards to get it into the right spot. And I think
All right.
that's gonna be better.
Christina, we wouldn't have gotten that cab on there with man. Yeah, like that. Get more. Now, it'll come through now.
So let me get this corner. Something's hanging up on this corner.
It moved on you.
Oh, it moved back.
Uh-huh.
Can we untie that brake pedal and let it pop through now?
Yeah.
Okay, because then it'll help us keep it to position.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Let me come around there and help.
Yeah, it's jammed on something.
So you know, with the umbrella over it, it kind of makes me think of a parts yard sale. You know, where you would sit underneath it.
Yeah, $5.
I brought you something to drink.
Thanks.
Things are coming back together, but they are having trouble finding a steering wheel that they can get out. So we have the steering wheel that came with the burnt Ford,
Well, these two.
and we might be using that one. Going to this panel van to see if there is a steering wheel in there we might be able to use. And now I'm trying to walk and avoid minefields, if you get my drift. Oh, goodness. Unfortunately, there is a lot in here, but not a steering line. But sorry about that noise. I'll tell you what I did find in there that I'm taking back. Ta-da! Look at that. I mean, it needs to be cleaned up, but the glass isn't broken. You can read everything. Looks good to me. So, what's going on?
Well, we've been working hard. Obviously, the cab's in and bolted. Floorboards are in, solenoids in, wiring it up right now. What else have we done? A lot.
Yeah.
Got the master cylinder on.
That's right. Master
Oh,
cylinder,
yeah,
brakes
yeah.
hooked up.
Yeah.
So
I've got the windows cleaned up.
right. The window's ready to. Windshield's almost ready to go in.
Mm-hmm.
We got the seat ready to.
Yep.
Ready to.
Indian blanket.
I don't know.
Yeah.
And the next step is we're going to start it up,
Uh-huh.
move it over to the nose so we can put the nose on.
All right. Exciting times.
Yep. Just liking this new cab.
She's very curious, isn't she?
Yeah.
She's cute.
What?
You gonna turn it? Can we turn it up? So you're always working on the top side, or no?
Yep. Yeah, we can.
Do you remember yesterday when you all said that you thought putting everything back together would be easier?
Yeah.
Do you still feel that way now?
Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah. Yeah, because this was not easy to get off. I'd like to understand the intent. Maybe there's an old Ford mechanic out there that can tell us
That's right.
what in the world these little things behind here are here for.
Yeah.
These little clips, these little half circles, quarter circles.
Yeah.
It would be nice if they had a thing on the computer where you could call it Ask Henry, and you could go there and ask a question like this, and some old Ford expert would come on there and say, well, Henry did this for that reason. You know?
Worked out pretty well.
It
looks
did.
good.
One side down, now this one. This is scary. Okay, so I'm going to be honest. I don't know how this is going to go. So
Cut something else off.
Yeah, there's a broken bolt sticking out. Any more on that side?
I don't see any. See, when you can get to it, it don't take that cut-off wheel long.
Oh, I love these things.
Yeah,
I'll take it over a Sawzall any day.
yeah, me too. All right.
you don't want me to help you lift or anything?
No, Ricky and I got that.
Yeah. Y'all just guide.
Well, Debbie's helping.
Ready,
so-
Ricky?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm ready. I'm almost there.
Okay. Hold it right here. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty.
Getting fairly close.
Sure, it was hung up by me.
Oh.
Okay, I'm caught up on this bumper again.
Okay, how far off?
Pretty good way. See, it's got to be pushed way down like that. See, this corner is way.
It's the battery tray, Ricky. It's the battery tray.
Oh, right here it is.
Yeah, see it?
Yeah, but look
You
right
think
there.
that's it right here?
Yeah, that's it, right there.
On the corner right there?
Right there.
Push back.
Yeah.
You got it.
Then it's settled.
It's still a little high on that side.
Yeah.
You gotta push it back to to get that down there.
Snatch up on
I don't quite know why it won't go up.
it. Here you go. Lay that right there on the running board.
Yeah. Oh, okay, it is the running board this whole night, right there. There.
Okay.
You know, you would think that this is just made up of rusty pieces that are in the wrong place.
Yeah.
That's not the case here.
What I think about this is the building truck project.
Yeah, it is.
I think that goes like that.
You got that, yep.
And
Just
then
leave that there.
now we want to put the radiator in, right?
Yeah, so we got all the bolt holes.
Yeah, we need to spray them. Oh, we got
Let's lube
plenty of
those up.
room to spray them.
Yep.
So just for the peace of mind, the guys are going to make sure that this hood will go on. Because this is the original hood from the truck that we brought.
I'm holding it up.
It's right in line with the stud with the spring on it. But is it hitting the radiator? Let's lift it up like we were opening it and see what happens.
Okay, hold on. This is not quite. Let's make it fit so that, yeah, see, it needs to go back a little bit over there. Okay, now.
I don't know about that. But this is supposed to be up here.
Yeah. Maybe it was hitting that.
Right, right. So if it's up here, does it clear?
Yeah, it's hitting that.
Oh yeah.
That's the problem. When we
Oh,
moved
yeah.
it forward,
Yeah,
it lined it up in line with that right there.
yeah.
Wow, I can't understand this. This is really blowing my mind.
You would think the fender wells and stuff would be all messed up.
Yeah.
So we believe we have figured out why it's not fitting correctly. And you can see those two holes right there. It's because we went back and looked at the clip that we had on this frame before, and that is clipped in, attached to those two holes there. So you're gonna move all of this, right? Is this just a frame for the radiator?
Gonna move this piece right here.
What's the name? What's that called? Do you
That's
know?
called the radiator support.
Radiator support. Okay,
Yeah.
so you're gonna move that back too, because that's where it is in the one we took off. So Ricky, your question was, why would this clip have the radiator support in the first two, right?
Yeah.
And then why would the clip we took off have it in the two in the back?
And it's a mystery to us.
Yeah, so if someone out there knows.
I mean,
Let
it
us
seems
know
to
why.
me, did they have sixes in these? Because the six would have been a longer engine.
Yep.
You would have
They
needed
had
to push all
sixes
this
in these.
forward. So this cab probably came, or this clip came from a six.
That's what it is.
Ah, there you
Yeah.
go. So you answered your own question.
That's it.
All right.
Okay, but that's good. That means that this won't be tough.
I think he said that like 12 times today, and I've said it like 20. We'll see.
That one's out. Much better than that ratchet handle, isn't it, Richard?
Yeah. It's getting dark, so it's harder to see.
Do you want the light back?
No, I can feel it.
Keep going. You're out.
Ricky, since Richard's underneath the truck, why don't you give us an update?
Oh, okay. What happened is we have determined that this radiator support here was in here for a 6-cylinder. And so it had to be positioned forward. So we've got a flathead V8. So we had to take this radiator support loose and move it back to its V8 position. And now we're buckling it back down, and then we'll be ready to put the radiator, fan shroud and radiator in.
So, Richard, you finally got those in. It just gave you and Ricky the biggest headache
It sure
to
did.
get that brace in. And now finally you're gonna get the radiator put back in and the shroud.
The street lights on.
Yeah, the street light came on. We don't have to do anything. We thought we might have to get different hoses for the radiator, but now that's been figured out. Everything's just going back the way it was. And then, yeah, we can put the coolant back in that came out, correct? And yeah, I think we're going to be able to start it up and hope it doesn't fall apart. we are calling it a night. It's around 8 p.m. and they ran into another snag. It's just been not what we planned. So, do you want to tell them what the?
Okay.
So, do you want to tell them what the latest snag was?
With the radiator?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean the fan, we showed you the fan bolts on in a really weird way. We put the fan on the shroud, we're gonna put the radiator on. That doesn't work. You need to put the radiator in, then the shroud, then the fan. So we gotta take it all apart. And we can't do it in the dark. We just simply can't. We can't do it in the dark. We're gonna start losing tools and stuff, so we're gonna have to call it.
Well, you're gonna lose your mind.
No, I'm fine.
Yeah.
I'm really fine.
I kind of think you're at that point to where you're just in like a daze right now.
No, you know, honestly, I am completely fine. We got a lot done. And we had challenges, man.
Oh, yeah.
You know, those of you that work on old cars, you know you hit challenges, and we hit them. And we overcame every single one.
Yeah.
Every single one. So, I'm good. All right, it's the next morning. We have a little bit of time, and we're gonna try to wrap this baby up.
Taking the last of the hinges for the hood?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, so I would just like to say that this originally started as cab swap.
Yes.
So all I'm gonna say is this is what happens when you get too many car people together, and it gets out of hand. It gets out of hand. So it's kind of windy, so let me come back.
What?
So the cab, that's right. So the cab swap has turned into cab Ricky liked. It's very solid. A new clip. We actually, this is the seat we found, and Deb and I have actually been kind of recovering this. You know, we've got it hog ring down, and it looks really good. So the seat's been recovered. Guys have got all the mechanics finally together under the hood. Hood's going on, and that's not the original bed that Ricky was wanting. You can see it on the rollback, but it's a different bed. And again, this is what happens when you get too many car people together.
Hitting the shroud.
Yeah, and we have no throttle return spring.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. They forgot to put the spring back on. What's the plan here?
Pull the bed off and flip it.
Okay. Here we go.
Well, that's lined up pretty well actually already.
Yeah.
This will be the challenge.
See, we need this piece. It's blue. Lay the cross back here to hold this up. Now, can we get this piece? Break this.
wheel wells look. Needs to go forward just a little bit.
One of the things that Ricky said, I have to get this on. And I agree, Ricky, you did have to get that on. I love it. It's fantastic. Oh yeah, I can see it a little bit. So we put the gas tank in there. And that needs in the toolbox. It needs to be cleaned up. Are you ready to see the maiden voyage? Huh?
Contact.
Hey, that's cool.
It looks good. I hope nothing falls off. It does look good. It's actually on a road. Oh, his hat fell off. That's great.
He's gonna probably zip right in here.
Okay, yeah.
So move to your right a little bit, babe.
He hit the boat. Well, how is that?
Another satisfied what the Ross customer.
Oh, it's so awesome. Really.
You know, it's not synchronized, and I
Yeah.
kept trying to get it in as soon as I could to where I could use it for brakes, you know.
Yeah. Well, I use the ignition switch for brakes.
Oh yeah, that worked too.
Yep.
Let's see now, we didn't need this tent. I'll just lean it against this for right now. Because we're going to get the Corvair.
Okay, we're done and headed home. Thanks for watching. Be sure to tune in next week.